kill me.
He's not ready.
He will be.
Good evening everyone, it's Nick here again for Critical Hit Entertainment, and this evening I'll be reviewing, along with your help, American Assassin, which is based on a Vince Flynn book, or at least one of the many books that he wrote. Sadly, he passed a couple of years ago from pancreatic cancer. So this is, to me, completely new territory. I've heard of Jason Bourne, though I have not read any of the books. Of course, we've heard of Bond. I mean, even Triple X, for goodness sake. I watched the most recent one last night. My God, the brain cells I lost. And yeah, so I kind of came into this completely new. I have no clue about the characters. Mitch, I believe, is the main one. Is that right? Mitch Rapp, that's his name. So I'm assuming quite a lot of people do actually know about the character. I just didn't. So when I watched the first trailer, the only thing that really caught my eye was Michael Keaton, of course. Michael Keaton, legend Michael Keaton. Absolutely brilliant. Still don't think he's the best the best Batman, Darren, sorry. But he's brilliant in a lot of things that he is in recently. In this, also pretty damn good, but a bit inconsistent, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So what is this about? Well, it's a very straightforward premise. It's a CIA movie. It's kind of like a Bourne light, I suppose. And it starts out with quite a hectic reenactment of an attack in Ibiza. Okay, it originally was in Spain. And it's a sort of beach attack with terrorists shooting people. And it's quite shocking. I don't want to give anything away because it works with the shock. But very well done. Very, very good choreography in this movie. And very good fight scenes in this movie too, which I did not expect. I really did not expect that. I was expecting some kind of, Steven Seagal level of, no, you didn't get this. It was brutal. It's interesting to watch. It does not have that Jason Bourne camera shaking around. I mean, after watching a Jason Bourne movie, I always feel what I would imagine feeling like waking up on a Sunday, really hungover, and the first thing they do is throw you onto a roller coaster and make you down, I don't know, some Coke before you do it. I meant drinking Coke. And yeah, that's the way I feel after watching Bourne's fight scenes. I can't see a goddamn thing with that shaking cam. Not to say that there are no shaking cam moments in this movie, it's just that they're better done, to be honest with you. You can see what's actually happening, and what is happening is fun, it's entertaining, the violence is good, at least the way it's filmed. So, yeah, when I went into this movie, which was a screening, of course, for our viewers, thank you very much, Times Media Films. This was last week, Thursday, today is Monday, and yeah, the reviews that you'll see at the end of this review by myself were really high. There's a couple of people who didn't enjoy the movie, but the majority certainly did, and I can see why. Good things about this movie first. Let's go for the first ones. Okay, I didn't expect Dylan O'Brien. The last time I saw him was in Maze Runner to be as competent in his role. I think the writing for his role wasn't particularly good, but he basically is a guy who, at the very beginning, I mentioned now, he's on the terrace beach, well, not terrace beach, but on the beach where the terrorists hit, and he gets rather pissed off about this and spends a year and a half frequenting their forums and sort of speaking to them, obviously, or not obviously, but he must have then not gone and learned the Quran because they're testing him constantly with who is this and who is that, what angel is this and whatever. And yeah, he gets quite far with trying to track these guys down, and because he's powered and motivated for a particular reason, which I'm not going to give away. And yeah, I think he did quite well. He comes across as kind of like a cheeky early version of James Bond, very cocky and self-assured, which doesn't really mix with the story because, you know, when they recruit him, when the CIA does recruit him, we get, I think there's one or two little skits or little, not even a collage of him training under Michael Keaton, who is basically a legend boss kind of guy, trainer, one of the best hitmen that ever was there. And we get a couple of things, and then suddenly he's enrolled in, because, you know, he taught himself, which I did like. I haven't seen, you know, people teaching themselves to kill at the level that he does. Okay, he does have a couple of scenes with him doing MMA, and the guys are like, "This guy's whack, bro. He's trying to strangle me. He's always doing this," and so he gets kicked out of that. But yeah, so he's self-taught. CIA take him in, train him even more. Those training scenes are very, very few, and it basically comes down to him with his team trying to stop a lunatic from setting off a nuke, which again is very impressive at the way it's done, because we always hear about the nukes going, but you don't ever see one going off. And yes, it is a mild spoiler, and I'll put that in the article. But you won't be disappointed. I thought it was very well handled. pretty damn good CGI as well. But yeah, like I said, the choreography in this movie is pretty well done. It's directed by Michael Cuesta, who hasn't really done any big movies. So, and I don't think he's maybe going to be making any big movies after this, because there's many nice things about this movie, which there are many, many nice things. There are equally and more really fucking stupid things. Let's just look at some of the acting. Some of the acting is pretty bad. As I said, we have Dylan O'Brien over here, and we have Michael Keaton, we've got Sanaa Lathan, we've got Taylor Kitsch. For the majority, they did quite a good job. You know, some places and where they really should have just gone back and redid them. Sadly, they didn't. Character motivations. Other than the main character, and maybe Michael Keaton, I suppose, Rapp and his handler, they are very good, but the rest of them are very much just put there to move things on. And unfortunately, a lot of the characters make the dumbest decisions, who are, you know, trained CIA and Mossad and all these kind of operatives. You sort of, there's one moment where I sat there and I was just like, you got to be kidding me. Why did that happen? If you were able to do it in the first place, it means that you were able to do another thing as well, which makes more sense to do. But it was trying to close off a open running storyline element, and I just thought that they did it very badly. Like I said, so the story itself is pretty contrived. One thing I felt that could have worked in this movie is if they made it lighter. Like almost not Kingsman level light, but just a little bit lighter. That you could see that there are elements in it. There's some comedy in moments that you do not expect, okay? And this movie is pretty gruesome. It's a very R-rated movie. You see people's thumbnails getting pulled out real time, electrocuted and stuff, and the torture scenes are pretty intense in this movie. But then at the same time, you have this weird sort of quirky, quirky I think is a wrong thing, but sneaky, cheeky moments which are dropped by the by our friend Rapp, you know, and it stands jarring. You kind of go, huh? And it doesn't really work. That doesn't work. Choose to be either really deep and intense like a Bourne movie, or choose to make it a bit lighter and stick to the lightness. Don't just throw a few light moments in there to make the audience chuckle. And trust me, the audience were chuckling. But it just stood out really badly. It was like a sore thumb, white elephant in the room kind of thing. So that didn't work very well for me, as much as I really wanted the funny moments, because it's quite a hectic movie. Other things, I think the movie took itself way too serious. I mean, they wanted to start Lionsgate wanted to start an entire franchise with these. I mean, they've got 15 books to base the material on, but I don't see that happening, unfortunately. The movie cost $33 million to make, at least that's what the budget. We don't know what the budget, of course, for the marketing is. Marketing wasn't that extensive compared to other movies, so you could probably double that and have your $66 million. It drew in $21 million over the weekend. I think one of the reasons why is because it wasn't received particularly well. I think it's sitting on 36% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, and 7.5 on IMDb. That seemed to fluctuate a bit. Last week it was on 39%, then it went up to 48%, and so it's been jumping around. It was, of course, steamrolled by the goddamn clown, which I still need to see. So yeah, I think if you enjoy action movies, you don't focus too much on the chances or the realism. One of our viewers mentioned how it wasn't realistic, but a movie like this, I don't think you can take it as realistic. It's definitely an action movie. I would say like a Sunday afternoon, you want to watch something that's not going to challenge you too much. This is the sort of movie that you'd actually enjoy and appreciate. It's not ridiculous like Triple X that I watched last night, the most recent. I don't even remember the damn name. So stupid. But so it's not a stupid movie. You can plausible in certain ways, but they dropped the ball on certain characters, certain actors, which I don't want to mention names because it's always mean. The director was jumping between different themes, which he didn't know what to do with. The choreography is very good. It's not consistent, however. Really stupid decisions made by the characters themselves, like to the point where you literally go, why? What's the point in watching this? Because maybe this guy will just go and, I don't know, do something even more ridiculous, and we'll just have to lap it up and accept it. However, again, on the flip side, there are quite a few moments where people get like wasted, and I don't mean drinking, okay? And you actually jump. I jumped a couple of times in this. I mean, there's sort of shock scares, jump scares, but in a thriller action movie. So I thought that was done quite well too. I would probably give this a 6 out of 10. I wouldn't watch it again, but I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. It was a good action flick. If you go in there just expecting an action flick, you're going to enjoy it. And let's have a look at what our fellow readers and viewers in this case had to say. And have a great evening, everybody. like I say, rather watch for VOD, video on demand, or a DVD for this. I don't think it's worth wasting money at the cinema. But I think I don't, and sadly, I don't think we're going to see any others. And I say sadly because there is potential there if it was just handled a bit tighter. So anyway, catch you guys on the flip side.
This movie was really nice. The only question that I have about the movie is just in the beginning when they shot his lady, why didn't they shoot him? But then the action was funny, but not funny that like action, but the movie was fine.
Out of 10?
I'll give it an 8.
8? And you?
Awesome movie.
Awesome movie, yes. Also, out of 8, 8 out of 10 too?
Yes.
Awesome. Great.
It's real good movie. A lot of action, a lot of comedy in it. A real Michael Keaton movie.
Yeah, I think so too.
A lot of shooting. That kept me awake, but it was good.
Did you think maybe a little too gruesome with the nails?
No,
not too bad?
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Yes.
Out of 10, what would you give it?
8.
8?
I also say
8. Awesome.
Thank you.
See you guys soon. Bye.
I'll give it a very, very soft 5. Very entertaining. I think it's more DVD type movie, and it's full of inaccuracies. I mean, it's utter bullshit actually. But it was fun.
Okay, cool, bro. Thanks.
A bit formulaic at times, but it was entertaining enough. I'd say it's pretty average, so 5, 6.
Okay, great. Awesome. Thanks.
It wasn't bad. It was actually entertaining for an hour and a half. It's not the greatest movie. It wasn't memorable. I give it a 6.
It was good. 8 out of 10.
What was your favourite part?
The ending, I think it was good.
Good? Cool.
A lot of action, no romance. So yeah, that's it.
Good stuff. Cool, then.
That's America, yeah.
American!
This guy takes one to kill one, takes one to uncover one, takes one to make one, takes one to recruit one, takes one to betray one. And if you add those up, it makes 5 out of 10.